I'm here with a somewhat late look at my 2020 Hobonichi Weeks setup and where I am so far. This is my spiritual kind of woo-woo planner for 2020. I also have a weeks that I use for my work and appointments and that sort of thing in here that I will share at another time. But for now, we're just going to do my spiritual setup. Especially because given all that is happening in the world right now with COVID-19 and staying at home and possibly feeling like the world is a little topsy-turvy, I'm really thankful to have this setup to kind of go back to and keep me on my spiritual path during this beautiful and difficult and heartbreaking time. So with that said, we'll just get right in it. So I have the Star Jelly cover from Salty Katie Co. I think it's Katie Co. Anyway, from Salty Katie. I know a lot of people have this cover, but I think it speaks to the fact that a lot of us are still very in touch with our inner, 12-year-old, because anything with sparkly stars or sparkles, it just makes me happy when I look at it. It's so sparkly and it just is. I used to have a sticker book. I don't know how many of you out there had sticker books. I collected all of the unicorn, sparkly, rainbow, star stickers that I could find when I was little. So this brings me back to that time. So it's the Hobonichi Weeks. It's a mega. So I have the Coletto, what is it called? High-Tech C Coletto, and it's the 5-barrel version. I have so many of these, literally so many versions of these Coletto pens. I've got more over there. I love these. They write beautifully in the Hobonichi. They're not super expensive, and I'm really dedicating my energy to not buying things that are disposable, so I am upping my refillable pen game. I will no longer buy pens that are not refillable because I love Mother Earth and I don't want to add to landfills. I also like writing the pen that comes with the Hobonichi, which I don't have handy. Oh yeah, there it is. These pens tend to, the Colettos tend to smear. So I like to use the mild liners in my Hobonichi. Coletto ink, because it's a gel ink, it will smear if you try to highlight it. So that's a bummer. So when I know I'm going to be doing highlighting, I will use the pen, the uni that comes with the Hobonichi. Doesn't have as many fun colors. It's just red, blue, and black, but it still writes beautifully. And again, I can use it with the highlighter. So that is a plus. Let's put those there, and we'll put these here. Okay, so if we get into it, I have one of these, just clip-on rulers that I bought from the Hobonichi store. I also have an unboxing of all of my Hobonichi for 2020. I will link it below or above or wherever it will end up being. That's where it will be. I have a little piece of art that my daughter did. A little saying. I have a little note from my son. A little sticker that I made. And pursue my joy with urgency, and I will not be afraid of who I am. Damn it. I will not. And I invite you to join me in that. So these first couple pages seemed like wasted space to me. I can't even honestly remember what's in these first 2 pages because I did a little vision board here. And just a little tip in because I used Mod Podge And Mod Podge tends to be sticky. The one I use the Gloss Luster. That tends to be a little sticky at first. So I put this little acetate piece in there so that when it closes, it doesn't stick together. I probably don't need it anymore, but I kind of like it, so I keep it. So I Mod Podged a bunch of things that make me happy and kind of a vision board for 2020 and my name. A few extra photos that I had left over. Again, just things that make me happy. I had no idea. I had big hopes and dreams for this section, and I searched the internet high and wide for ideas and nothing. Look, I mean, literally, I think I tracked my moon cycle, my period there, and then gave up. So if anyone has any suggestions, let me know, because I want to use this, I just don't know how. So I'm taking open suggestions. And then this is December. So the Hobonichi comes, and it starts, the first week starts in, the weeks, I should say, starts November 25th. I got this earlier than that, and I wanted to get in it. So I took some of these back pages, kind of made my own little bullet journal style for September, October, November, so that I could get in it. This is my pen test page. Okay, so again, this is, like I said, this is my spiritual journal. I use it kind of as I would a Book of Shadows or a grimoire, although I am going to be moving all of that into a brand new grimoire. I pull a card every day, a tarot card, and I track it. And then I see kind of where I was and, how many things are repeats and that sort of thing. So I do that in the months. I also track, I have OM staves that I made that I don't have handy right now, but I'll share them when I'm doing a grimoire with me later. But I pull a OM every week, and that's for that week. So it's kind of two types of divination. They work for me. They connect me to Mother Earth and keeps me connected kind of to my spiritual intuition. And so I like to track it and then look. So my tree of the year was a hazel. Again, I pulled one OM for the year. Card pulls, joyful discipline, and inspired action. Those are my two words for 2020, or two phrases. I track the moon, full moon, new moon. I track the Sabbats. So that's Imbolc was February 1st. And here we are in March. The spring equinox just happened. Again, the moons. Some work stuff. I had a screening of one of the films, one of my films here. I also ride horses. I'm picking it up after many years off, and so it brings me joy. So I track that in here. I also volunteer at a horse rescue, and I put that in here as well. This was when, for me and my life and my work, the whole COVID stay-at-home directive came on the 16th of March. So I knew that I would want to look back and kind of see where I was in my life. So I put that in here. This is a phrase from a dream I had. I also tracked some dream stuff in here. And then April. When I first started this was my main journal, and then I switched over and got a regular Hobonichi, not the Mega, that I use for my regular work schedule, life schedule. And then this became my spiritual journal. So you'll see that there are definitely some changes throughout November, December. And then again, started the first week of November. When I first started this, the setup was I was going to have my card pulls here and then kind of just some life stuff. On this side, my astrology and moon, anything that was kind of relevant to me on this side, and then kind of a wrap up of the week. And so I did that for a little bit. And then I started realizing that when I was pulling cards, there was a lot of information and there was a lot of intuitive stuff coming to me. So I wanted to write that down. So I started writing that down here. And then Christmas came, and then things started. Oh, and then I remember what happened. Then, because I was writing so much here, I was like, I'm not going to be able to go back and read that. It's really, like, it felt cluttered. So I got a specific, a separate Hobonichi. I got, what do you call this? The Hobonichi, the B6, no, not the B6, the A6. And I made this my tarot, and kind of dream and main intuitive daily practice. And I can do a flip through of this later, but it's basically my everyday card pull and kind of a mini journal based on what card and OM I pull. So then this became less cluttered, but I still am tracking my cards here, but doing the writing in the other one. So these are all the cards. These are some things like my friend got married, some important, again, the astrology and the moon and this week wrap up I kind of kept. So yeah, so that just basically, you know, card pulls. It's kind of been that, then my daughter got sick, and, you know, you kind of come and go in and out of these things depending on where life is. And I really started getting busy and not spending as much time in my spiritual journal. And then we had COVID-19. So this is where the heart of, in the notes section, is where the kind of the heart of this book lives, is all in this part, this juicy part. So I kind of went sticker crazy for the very beginning. So I did a wish list, a bucket list, weight loss, books I love, movies and shows I love. At least I got started there. And then I was like, you know what, I'm doing my own thing. So I knew I was going to make this, again, my spiritual journey, about, you know, a month or two into having it. So I kind of sectioned this notes section off into separate sections with these little tabs. And then I have a monthly to do. This is my reference page that I kind of reference every month. And then just a couple extra pages. So this is my moon phases section of my spiritual journal. I listed all the full moons of 2020. And then I have this listed out as monthly. Each page gets a month. And what I'm releasing for the full moon that month, and what I'm calling in for on the new moon that month. So every month I set an intention and I write down, I spend time usually in ritual and just kind of writing down the main things. So I have that for the entire year. And then I have my manifesting section, which I have not spent a lot of time with yet because I wanted to get really clear on what I'm calling in to my life in this phase, this kind of next phase. And so I have not put a lot in here. I have ideas kind of jotted down in other journals, and I kind of want to compile them and curate them and put them in here. So for now, I don't have this filled out, but I do have cute stickers. Like I'll do within 1 year, this is this is what I want to manifest, and within 3 years, within 5 years, within 10 years, you know, throughout my lifetime. And then places I want to go, and experience the culture, and what about the culture do I want to experience, and that sort of thing. I'll put that here. And then we have the Wheel of the Year and the dates. And this is where I have kind of information for each of the Sabbats, and then kind of a catch-all for just some correspondences, some crafts, and some rituals, ideas for my altar, kind of a generalized what this Sabbat is focused on, kind of the keywords, and other names for the Sabbat. And we only have that through Imbolc and Astera, and but we'll be filling it out for Beltane, and all the way through to Yule. And then a little notes section. And then this is my ritual and DIY. I spend a lot of time in ritual and ceremony. It is the way I connect to my soul. And we're so busy running from responsibility to responsibility, job, kids, spouses, family. And I find that I really need to schedule time for ritual. I have a series of rituals that I've filmed on my channel. I'd love for you to check them out. And if they help you, let me know, because I hope that they're of service to someone else, so, and can help, especially in this time where I feel like we're really being called to get quiet and listen to our heart and our soul, and Mother Earth also as well, and how we live our lives. I'll get off my soapbox now. Anyway, this is my ritual and DIY. So I started making my own deodorant recently. Didn't have time to write the recipe down. It's super easy. It's like 3 ingredients, but I want to make my own fire cider. And then I was very called to go to Ireland, and we spent 2 weeks there with my family and 2 of our best friends, and it was life-changing, and it felt like I was like home. It just felt like I had returned to the place where I was supposed to be. One of the things that I'd been studying before I went to Ireland, and that I continue to do now, is the OM. It's the Celtic tree alphabet, and I'm super connected to trees. I love trees. Ever since I was a very little girl running around in the forest, I always felt like trees have spoken to me, and they provide a real sense of calm for me, just being around a tree. And so when I came across in my spiritual studies this whole idea of the OM, the Celtic tree alphabet, and then spending time in Ireland and seeing how really as a culture the Irish people are connected to Mother Earth, I just feel like in a way that's much deeper and much more part of their culture than here in the United States. It's just they're more connected to the reciprocal relationship with Mother Earth. Anyway, so the OM staves, these are the symbols and the trees that they correspond with, and I was just trying to learn them, so I put them in here. I also, like I said, made a set of my own OM staves that I can use in divination, and I will share those in another video. Sigils. These are things that just came to me in a dream. How I cast a circle. Some mantras. I'm planning on a lot of mantras. And then astrology. So again, every month here, I will go to these websites and to these people who I trust, and I will get their readings for the month that we're in, and I'll write down some keywords based on my sign, and I will take some notes so that I can refer to them. Sometimes I put a mantra in. Sometimes I do a card pull or an OM pull with it. Oh, this was January, so this was the year. This was the 2020 forecast. That's a little more robust of a thing. Spread. February. And here we are in March, and again, quarantine, COVID-19. But I will be filling these out as I go. And then we have destiny cards. If this is something you're interested in learning more about, just Google destiny cards and you too, my friends, will go down the rabbit hole. This is amazingly, spookily accurate and insightful information for anyone who wants to go a little deeper in their spiritual practice. But anyway, I track my cards and where I am and kind of my year overview and each phase that you're in. So I'm in Mercury right now, so I wrote that down. When I go to Venus, I'll write down there, and Mars, we'll go there, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and some room for notes. And to my foraging. So this I kind of didn't really do yet. What I want to do with this page, with these pages, is I want to kind of list what can be foraged each month. And I kind of have this vision of having the names of the things that could be foraged here, and then corresponding like illustrations of what those trees or plants or whatever they are over here. But that didn't happen yet. But it will. And that's my intent. We're in March. I have birch sap. That's all I have. So maybe March won't be the month I pick it up in. Maybe it'll be April. Or May. Or June. I will do better on that. And then last, I have just kind of a meal prep, kind of recipes and lists of food that I feel like I should be eating, or, you know, things like that. So I just make lists of things that maybe I should be eating a little more of. And then that was it. And then this is some work stuff, a little bit of, I have a writing partner and we have a little business, so. And then monthly to do, we're back here at the magical guidance. That's what I call it. And yeah, and then back here, I have one of these little notebooks that you can buy from the Hobonichi store to just jot things down. It's helpful, especially because I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to like writing in my Hobonichis, I feel a little bit precious about it. Like it's almost like art to me. Like I want it to feel like it has meaning and I'm not just jotting things down. So that is helpful. So that's it. That is my 2020 planner, my spiritual goddessy witchy planner. If you'd like to see more of my stuff, please, I would love you to like this video if you liked it. If you didn't, that's cool too. Subscribe. I'd love to be your friend. I'd love to like share some more stuff with you. So thank you all my beautiful friends, and stay well, stay home, stay healthy, know you are loved, and I can't wait to talk to you soon.